Hi, I'm Jen and welcome to this week's episode of Chronic Cuppa, bringing back the office brew and a moment's mindfulness to your day. So I am all dressed up with somewhere to go, making the most of going out for probably my last meal before we head into lockdown. And that got me thinking about today's topic, which is putting stuff off. First of all, apologies for any distraction in the background with my interesting quirky lounge. That is a replica World War II bomb stage prop, but we don't have time for that now. That is a whole new episode, so stay tuned for more. And just to clarify as well, I do drink my tea, and yeah, the mug is full. But back to the lovely mug in question and putting things off. So this is a special mug because it is a mug that I actually painted myself the other week. So in the last few months I've been making the most of going to a local pottery studio, which is just a few doors down from me, and I love to go in there and paint random things. It's a fairly new hobby for me. I'm not particularly good at it, but I enjoy the change of scene, the chance to be creative, and to pick up a new skill and to do something different. However, being the perfectionist that I am, I do like to go in with a bit of a plan, so usually I'll go in with an illustration or an image or drawing in mind that I will try and recreate. So this time round I thought actually I'll go in with a different approach. I'm going to freestyle it. Being a perfectionist, I tend to procrastinate or procrastinate. So I wanted to challenge myself and push myself out of my comfort zone. So instead of going in with a design, I decided to just completely wing it and see what happened. So I found that actually this is what I came up with, very kind of doodle in style, not really knowing what I was doing, just letting my mind wander, see where my creativity took me. And it really did push me out of that comfort zone and get me thinking about all those things that we put off because we're afraid of failure or making a mistake. What if things go wrong? All of those what ifs. And actually the most difficult thing about anything I find is getting started, and once you do that, the pitfalls work themselves out. You can fill in the gaps, literally, if you have a mug, and it all kind of turns out okay. So when I was there, I also was listening to the radio, and John Cleese came on, funnily enough, talking about a similar subject around creativity, and his book. So I've picked up a copy of that, which I'm going to give a read during lockdown. Definitely need to get myself some more lockdown reads. So that brings me to two mindfulness things to think about for this week. So with lockdown looming, what is something on your list that you would really, really love to do and to make the last opportunity of to do in the next couple of days before you head into lockdown, and how can you take the steps to make that happen? And then the second is, what is something that you have been putting off and off and off, and how can you get started on that? So whether it is a task at work that you hate, whether it is a personal project, or whether it's even something as important as actually picking up the phone and making a medical appointment, because nothing is more important than your health. So what is it that you're putting off, and how can you get started and say, today is the day that I'm going to take those first steps to do it? So I hope that leaves you with some inspiration. Feel free to let me know how you get on, and join me next time for another Chronic Cuppa. But in the meantime, let's sink another drink, because it'll give me time to think. Have a great week.